on behalf of the Vancouver Canucks organization here, I want to thank Bo Horvat for his ninth year here in Vancouver, being a great captain and leader, a good hockey player and a good person. What he has done on and off the ice here. Definitely want to thank Bo for that.
I guess we'll start with the return for you guys. Well, what most excites you from the three?
You know what? You can look at it that we got actually 3 first-rounders back here. I think it was important for us to get a first-round pick back. We got a young prospect in Adu Radi, and again, we're getting a 25-year-old young player in Antonio Beauvillier back here that been playing pretty consistent for New York Islanders over the last couple of years. I've seen him a lot in my previous organization in the playoffs here. Like the details he plays with, his tenacity, his puck hunting. I think he will fit in well here in our top 6 group on the left side.
With Ratu, is he the type of player that you want to kind of have in the AHL to develop more, or like he's played some NHL games already this season?
Yeah, you guys saw him here, right?
Yeah. Good.
You know what? We're going to sign him to Abbotsford. Again, his first year pro, played really well at the World Juniors this summer. Played really strong in Finland. His draft year +1 there. Getting all those young players down to Abbotsford and growing them down there, educating him how we want to play, and for him to settle in the system we want to play here first. So that's the plan.
Is there an attractive part, with Beauvillier in the sense that he probably can do more and he has a year left, so there's a lot of incentive for him and probably for you guys to see?
Yeah, no, exactly. Beauvillier, I mean, he's shown that he's capable of playing both special teams, power play and penalty kill. Again, we're really effective on the line there over the last couple of playoffs there. So he's excited to join this group here and the way we want to play moving forward.
Did you get enough for both?
Well, again, I think the market dictates what the players are worth. And then in this case, we're really excited when we get back.
How long did you work on this trade, and did you come close earlier this season to doing a deal for both?
You know what? When I, took over here a year ago, getting a little bit of a feel for what the other teams are feeling about our players, we were definitely hoping that there were a deal to be made with Bo here since the end of last year, and we certainly wanted to keep him here. But when we made our offer and were understanding that that might not be the case, my job is to check around in the league and talk to teams and see if they have any interest in the player and if there is a potential return there. And I've been talking to teams, since I got the job, basically.
And why now? Why not closer to the deadline? Maybe you get more bidders, or maybe the bidding comes up.
Yeah, or maybe not. I think you guys, asked if we should sit him out or not. I think the timing was right here. We were happy with the return. I think it was a good hockey trade for both teams.
At what point did you realize that you weren't going to be able to sign Bo?
Well, it was, I don't know when we kind of sense it more, but it was a couple of months ago when we kind of put our best offer in there, and they wanted to wait, and that's where we felt that we need to see what the value is on Bo Horvat around the league and get a return.
Did you think there was still a mechanism after the Kuzmenko extension to do Bo?
From our side, it was. We were open. We never closed any doors. Was meeting with his agent here before the game against Chicago, and I respect that Bo had put himself in this position to be a UFA this summer, where he can dictate where he wants to play and how much money he wants.
With Ratu, what type of potential do you think he has, and what do you envision him bringing to the team for future years to come?
Yeah, our scouting staff here really liked him his draft year. He was a highly rated player. Struggled a little bit in the end of his draft year. I think that's why he slided out of the first round. But he had such a strong draft year, +1 back in Finland there. Having a point per game, I believe, in the top league there, and then came back and played really strong here at the World Juniors. Like the size, 6'2" center, competitive, good two-way game, a lot of details. For a young player to step in right away from Europe and play the way he has done in New York here for 12 games is pretty impressive. That being said, it's up to us here. I believe we have or development staff in place and or coaching staff to help him to become a full-time NHL player here. And when the time is right, we're gonna help him with that.
Do you see that as center? Like others have suggested he might be a winger moving forward, but do you see him as a center?
I definitely would hope that we continue to work with him in the middle. The games I've seen with him up in New York, he's been playing center there, and very, very responsible 200-foot game.
Does this open the door? Does this open the door for more trades now? Do you think there's more?
You know what? We're definitely again we're sitting in the standing in the bottom here, so we need to improve our team. We're, as we said when we got in here, and trying to get younger, this might be starting. We got 5 weeks to the trade-in deadline, so I would assume that more calls will come along here.
Do you prioritize getting a center back over, say, getting a young defenseman back?
Good question. I mean, yes, we did prioritize to get a center or a defenseman back. Obviously, there's other teams that if they have it or not, and being part of discussions. But we felt strongly here that Rade was a key piece in this deal, along with the first-round pick.
And you've talked a lot about culture since you got here. This would seem to shake up the culture. Is this part of the change now?
Well, it is. Again, I think we have some young players here in Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes that are ready for stepping up here and being part of the leadership moving forward. And Elias' performance and Quinn's performance on the ice definitely shows it. So hopefully we can build on and having more younger players taking on a bigger role and bigger leadership part of this group moving forward.
How much does the trade deadline put an emphasis on maybe getting a young defenseman?
I think that's something that Jim have spoke about since he got in here too. I mean, we have a little bit of an aging group on the right side there. We got the Ethan Beer earlier here that's been playing really well for us. Absolutely. I mean, if that's something we can, accomplish or not, we'll see. But I think it's more important for us to continue to build of getting younger players into the system.
With Beauvillier, Garland, Kuzmenko, Besser, Mikheyev, you have a lot of wingers around that $4 to $6-ish million range in terms of cap hits. Given the club's salary cap situation and the amount of money you now have tied up into wingers, is that a position where either at the deadline or during the offseason you may look to shed salary there to address other needs?
It could be. I mean, we're definitely giving the coaching staff a lot of options with those, potential guys playing in a good position. They're top 6 or top 9. So, I mean, if there's anything we can do to become better, we're constant looking for it to improve our team.
Are you worried about having that much money tied up into wingers?
I think the number, the salaries is that if the player is performing well, I'm not worried about it. I think our guys have been performing pretty well, but I do think that they have another level here with a different structure and different place and how we want to play.
Who's going to be
Miss Bo
captain?
in the face-off circle, big time. You're going to miss Bo in the face-off circle. How do you overcome that issue?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going to miss him there. The other guys have to step up, right? I think they are capable of doing better, and we'll work on it.
What is the process, what does the process look like in terms of replacing him as captain, and what would that timeline be like? Who all is involved in a decision like that?
Yeah, no, good question. Definitely, it's hard to move your captain away. It was definitely a hard conversation that I had with with Jim and here Rick Tocchet. As I said, there is a lot of younger players, and particularly Peterson and Quinn Hughes, that have shown that they're capable of being leaders of this team. So we'll sit down as a staff and talk about it here over the next couple of days.
Is there any rush?
Not a rush, but I do think that there will be a decision here. Either way, what we come up with, But I do think that Pettersson and Quinn Hughes have shown that they're capable of taking over this team.
Do you think 3 A's is the way to go, just the rest of the way, and then figure out?
It could be. It could be. Depends how Rick Tocchet wants to have it, and I'm going to talk to Jim as well. So.
One of the pleasures of being a captain is talking to us every night. Do you think that Pettersson and Hughes are ready for that?
You guys are great. So why not? I think, no, it is. Definitely, playing in a Canadian market is definitely a challenge, and more comes to it too. But I do think that, a lot of younger players has grown into it. And again, I think that every leader is different. You're still gonna, hopefully, perform on the ice and that way lead this group moving forward more than talking off the ice.
And it's been a couple of months, I think, since Brock Besser's agent sort of got involved in the process. Are you finding much traction in talks with Brock?
I don't know who said that. I don't know if his agent said that he got involved or not. I sure haven't said it, but I'm happy how Brock has been playing, especially here. The last 10 games, I think Brock has been playing really well. Again, our job is to help him find his game, coming in here, feeling good about himself every day, and continue to push himself and continue to play well. I mean, Brock is only 25 years old and capable of scoring 25 to 30 goals in this league.
Has to assume that there was a lot of interest in Bo Horvat. He felt like the big fish on the market. Did you get close with other teams, or was this kind of the one deal that stuck out as, okay, this is the most value for our organization moving up, or was there a lot of different ones you had to kind of pick through?
I prefer not to negotiate and communicate that part with you guys, but as you mentioned, Brock is a good player, and a lot of teams would look in for adding a player like Bo Horvat.
Yeah. I guess to follow up with that, just simply how good does it feel to add a first round pick? We can't really ask you a lot of questions about it, but just as a scouting background you have, how nice is it to add a first round pick?
Yeah, it's important for us. Definitely now we have 2 first round picks here, potentially. It's a protection on this one. But I think that was a big importance for us to get a first round pick in return, and also get those 2 quality players, younger players.
And Lou Lamoriello said 25% retained on Bo Horvat's contract.
Correct, and I think that just shows how hard it is in the cap world we are in to make hockey deals.
I'm sorry, I know you've been talking for close to 18 minutes now, answering some questions, but why this deal now?
Well, as I said, you're getting 5 weeks away from the deadline. We were in a break here, and communication leading up with other teams to this point, we felt that this was a really good and intriguing deal for us to be made here today.
You've talked about leadership, and you've talked about Luke Shen, who's one of your other unrestricted free agents, as being a guy you wanted to keep in that room. Is he kind of in the same situation as Tyler Mott, where you can't afford to let a UFA go, or is that something where it's a harder decision because of that leadership?
It's a hard decision for different reasons. I have a lot of respect for Luke Shen as a person, and what he brings in terms of winning habits. I mean, he won 2 cups, and he's a very attractive player. and what he brings here day to day. So that's definitely a hard one for us. But we also understand that he's a UFA, and we'll see where if there is another deal to be made, or what their decision will be here over the next couple of weeks.
Were these players on your radar at the draft last summer? In terms of if you were to move up or do a deal at the draft, Bouvillier, the guys you got today, were they on your radar even a year ago? In terms of interest?
I mean, I've been watching those players for, Ratty for the last 3 years, I believe, and Bouvillier specifically more. As I said, we got knocked out in Pittsburgh there, so they were really hard to play against.
Did you try to move up last summer at the draft?
If I was trying to move up, I don't, well, I don't even remember that far, but we did.
There was lots of speculation.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we tried to move up. No team moved up there, so yeah, we weren't able to move up. We were looking to improve our team, but not in terms of making draft picks move, I believe.
You have some spots now at the NHL level with sending down DiGiuseppe. You lost Lane Peterson, Bo Horvat obviously gone. With Vasily Podkolzin and Niels Höglander, is it still a long-term AHL thing for them, or is this might be time to get him under Rick Tocchet here and start working with him?
Yeah, we as a staff here, we're gonna obviously we're missing some bodies here coming in to New York a week from now. So we'll get together here and we need to make some call-ups. Those particular names, Podkolzin has been playing really well. Not just scoring, I think his attitude and how he plays a 200-foot game and his practice habits has been extremely well. So I could see him and I could see Nils eventually getting a chance coming back up here and showing. As of now, where we sit in the stands, I would hope that those guys are going to get an opportunity to go for a long run in Abbotsford in the playoffs there too. So.
What have you been told about Podkolzin's game in the A? It seemed like when he was here, Patrick, he was trying not to make a mistake on any given shift. Where there, he's probably, I don't know, playing more free or structure or...
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was tough to watch those younger players being, afraid of making mistakes up here and, not playing to their strength and potential. So part of it was to get him more loose, relax, have fun, enjoy the game, and I think that's what he's been showing here, is my understanding the last couple of months.